So this one surprised me, guys. Some Fox Business hosts here turned on Elon Musk. That's did I just say Musk's? Turned on Elon Musk. That is not something I thought would ever happen. So we're going to get into this in a second, but right now the Twitter deal is totally on the rocks. It looks like it's not going to go through. And it looked to me like Elon was looking for a way out of the thing. Because, he came after the fact. He's like, oh, we need to make sure that Twitter doesn't have more than 5% bots because they told me it was 5% bots. And then the actual number is probably more like 12% or 15% bots. Okay. Like, let me ask you a question, Elon. All the stuff you said about free speech, all the stuff you said about, like, making Twitter the platform it should be as opposed to the mess that it is, does that now you don't believe any of those things because it's 12% bots as opposed to 5% bots? So now the project no longer matters? Like, the thing that's annoying is he wasted everybody's time. He wasted everybody's time. And this is a guy, look, we all know this about him. Whatever your feelings are on him personally, he loves the spotlight, and he loves making news. And he loves to be, he's a very Trumpian figure in that respect. Very Trumpian. Even with the Twitter use and stuff. But this is like, everybody's time appears wasted over this Twitter thing if it doesn't go through, and it probably looks like it's not going to go through. So, but that's not what they talk about here on Fox Business. They're going to talk about a comment that Elon made where he basically was like, I'm going to lay off 10% of my Tesla workforce. And because I have a super bad feeling about the economy. And even they thought, like, that's not just something you say, bro, and you leave these people in limbo, and there's all these issues with it. So let's see what they say.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk announcing that he will hire more employees over the next year, despite just last week emailing that he would lay off nearly 10% of his workforce. This over his, quote, super bad feeling on the economy. Musk tweeting Saturday, quote, total headcount will increase, but salaried should be fairly flat. Joining me now, tech analyst.
You said you were going to lay off 10% of your workforce. Now you said total headcount will increase, but salaried should be fairly flat? Which is it? It can't be both.
CoinDesk Chief of Staff of Content, Pete Paschal. Pete, last month, tech companies laid off employees at the highest rate since 2020. What the heck is Elon Musk doing? Get his story straight.
Yeah, I know. First of all, is this not one of the...
These are people who are typically Elon Musk simps. They are Elon stans. And they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is a guy who, tweets out every brain fart he has, and then he paints himself in a corner, and even his allies are like, that makes no sense, bro.
The worst announcements of layoffs in history. I mean, there's a reason companies usually execute the layoffs the time they announce it. I mean, it's tough and it's hard, but at least you're not in limbo. And can you imagine working at Tesla now, not knowing if you're going to have a job in a few weeks? So honestly, I see what's happening here in terms of his salaried employees. It's not much different than what's going on at a lot of tech companies. Obviously, there's been a lot of announcements of layoffs, from big ones to small ones, for different reasons on a monetary level. But it's really, the economy. And a lot of these tech companies staffed up during the pandemic. There were a lot of trends due to lockdowns and things around the pandemic that led to a certain amount of success. So they staffed up, and that's inevitably going to lead to bloat. Tesla alone hired something like 15,000 to 20,000 employees in the past few years, and now they're at 100,000 worldwide. There's probably some bloat in there, and it's probably made worse by the fact that Tesla's stock price was ridiculous in 2021, going as high as something like $1,200 in, I think, November, and that's probably just added to the problem.
Right, it's not what he's doing; it's how he was communicating it, and kind of all over the place with the messaging on it.
Yeah, because he's Elon Musk. That's what he does. That's what he does. It's the same thing that happened with the Twitter deal. We're going to do it, and, we need to save free speech, and actually, there's more bots than I thought there were, so, you guys violated the deal, and maybe we shouldn't do it now. And the other thing is, look, I just think he was looking for the exit door for a very simple reason. It's not actually about the bot number. The fact of the matter is, when he did the Twitter deal, Twitter since then has gone down. Not only that, but Tesla has gone down a lot. So, I mean, a lot of his wealth is going away. He overpaid for Twitter, and now he just doesn't want to overpay for Twitter. and I think there's issues with financing it as well. So there's, that's the real reason. I think that's the real reason. But, he cloaks it in like, well, Twitter lied and there's more bots than I thought. If there were 12% bots or 5% bots, at the end of the day, those policies on free speech would be equally as important as they were before and now. See, that's the thing that's obvious to me. Like, if you truly believed in that stuff and that was really what it was about, then, like, you would do it. But we all know that the way he acts in his personal life is not as pro-free speech as the language that he uses about it today. And we've gone through the story of the multiple ways in which he's, sort of gone after people who are critics of him in an over-the-top and authoritarian type way. But anyway, look, he's even losing his allies now. He is. Because, again, you're just wasting everybody's time. Casually announcing the 10% layoff and then being like, wait, not really, I'm going to keep the number the same or something, but salaried would be flat, but headcount will increase. Let me just give Elon some PR advice. I don't know why I'm doing that, but reel it in with Twitter. Reel it in with Twitter. You don't need to be in the public eye every single fucking day. He had this, like, aura around him before he became super vocal. He had an aura around him of like, look at this guy who's a mega genius who just solves the world's problems all day. And then ever since he started talking, even his allies now are like, bro, what? What are you saying? What are you doing? You're being weird. You're contradicting yourself. Relax, dog, relax. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.